is our card openings. We're going to be featuring all of our thoughts and opinions on decks, keeping up with some of the new things that are meta in the game, and just more special lot of talks and chats, and your thoughts and feelings about cards that should be banned and not banned, and more. So please stay tuned. We're going to always update this channel every Monday. So every Monday, if you guys want to figure out what's going on, you guys want to comment in, this gives you enough time to leave your chats and your opinions in our comment sections. Make sure you subscribe so that way you can stay abreast of what's happening in the series. But definitely wanted to share today in this particular episode some new things. One, I finally, even though I know you guys don't know this yet, but I finally got some sleeves for my cards, because I have been dueling now for about maybe 6 months, and I have dueled my cards to the absolute bare bones. Like, it is time for some sleeves, and Blue Jay 88 finally got herself some sleeves today, which I'm going to show you guys before I start the video. So I bought this blue one, which I don't know if you guys can really see it. It's these blue ones. There's shiny ones, or no, it's not the shiny ones. So blue ones, I'm gonna try to get in there as close as I can. It's got this like cool thing on it. It looks like it could be like from a Naruto kind of deal. It's got this like cool little blue emblem, and since I go by Blue Jay 88, what's perfect way to just go ahead and get something that more or less represents me. I'm so sorry if my lighting is like terrible with how I'm trying to show this, but let me go ahead and open this up for you guys so you can see. Maybe that'll look better. Sorry about that. Oh, this might be a lot better. It was like within so much plastic in there. But they're these blue ones, and it's got this like waterish blue looking thing. It's got this blue mark on them. It's hard to get out this package. Okay, so just stuff. Okay, so basically, here it is. I don't know if you can see it. I really like this though. It's really like pretty cool. But they're kind of black with this blue on it. So I'm definitely going to be using these for some of my magic cards. And then I got one more, which is this cool one with this like little ninja face on it, because I feel like sometimes you have to be an assassin when you play. Oh, and I actually got, okay, wait, here's a nerd. Here we go. Got these ones. It's a green one with the leaf for the hidden leaf from Naruto. So, it's one of our things. But I just wanted to show you guys that. So I'm going to go ahead and start opening up some of the packs. I definitely do really like these blue ones. I think that they're definitely me. I'm going to be using these a lot, especially for my new deck, which I will have another video up next week. It'll be all about what deck I'm running. It'll talk about like how it works, the functionality, some of the pros of it, the cons, the things I've noticed, especially with making sure I have enough land, or how you get landlocked and you're not getting a lot of land. But we'll talk about that when I go ahead and show you guys my hand and some couple duels, because I will be dueling as well with another person here at High Level Gamers. Name is Deadeye, and me and him, we get some pretty intense duels going on. So we'll be definitely sharing that with you guys, and then maybe getting together with some other duelists, and especially in my local area, we'll be showing you guys a lot of videos about how we do it in a tournament scene and how everything goes, especially playing more than one, just one-on-one, when it's a 2v2 or even more, or every man for themselves. And we'll also do some EDH gameplay, as well as just different tournament stuff. I just got these today from the card place by my house, so they host a lot of things there too. But let's get on to today's topic, which is going to be the Aether Revolt, the Aether Revolt. Now, the thing I liked about this is that it's right after the latest series, and it seems like there's some cards in this that I'm really, really like dying to. I have a wish list, so I'm hoping. I bought 4 packs for you guys today. So between all of these, we got 4 packs here, and I like these little like logos on the front. Kind of gives me hope that there's going to be a lot of things. It kind of looks like, what is it, Kalani in the beginning ones. But it kind of gives me hope that that these are going to be some pretty interesting cards in here. I haven't seen any of the cards. I've done a little thing online, like just a little research, so I'm still like, I'm just fresh on it, so I'm going to learn with you all, and I figured that would be pretty cool because then some of the techniques and stuff you can see, maybe I might come up with something really different or early on the same as what everyone else is doing, which I hope not. But the cards I'm so far saw online that I want to really hope and wishing for in this pack is the Sword of War and Peace, the Platinum Angel, Grindstone, and Exquisite Archangel, and the Aether Tidewell. Those are the ones I definitely am wishing for, at least one of them. I guess if I had to choose out of the 5 that I read off, I really think that the Sword of War and Peace is up my alley, especially for my game style, my gameplay personally, and the Grindstone, because a lot of my friends like to run you know, one color decks, so this will really much eat them up and make them try to change it up so we can get some variety in their decks. And you know who you are, just throwing out some personal shouts. So anyways, let's get into opening up our packs. I'm gonna, since I got 2 of these guys right here with the lions on them, I'm gonna go ahead and just open up those first. So I'm gonna open this guy up. I'll just read these ones here. Alright, so got a pretty decent spread here. Alright, so the first one is the Precise Strike, and I'm going to show it to you right here like this, if you can see it. Totally going to have to work on my making sure the light. If you can't read it, I apologize. I'll read them to you. But this the Precise Strike, and this target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until the end of the turn. And then the bottom quote says, hit where it hurts, always hit first. It's pretty cool. It's a red card. It only costs you 1 mana to play, so it's fairly easy to get out on the field pretty quick. It's an instant spell, so you know, this might be something that, you know, you could just get your opponent easily with, especially if you just need a +1 just to keep your 1 card on the field. Next one I got is the Hinterland Drake. Pull them back a little bit so you can see them. I really got to get my lighting adjusted up in here. But the Hinterland Drake is a flying, and he can't block artifact creatures, so that's something. Next one I got is the Ally Invasion. Ally Invasion. He's only 1 to play as well. He's an instant, and you get to choose 1 target creature you control gets a +1/+2 until the end of the turn, and you return 1 target creature you control to its owner's hand. So this is a white, but it has 2 effects that you can choose from per each one. It's pretty neat. Next card up I got is Daring Demolition. And it's a sorcery card. It costs 4 to play, and it says destroy target creature or vehicle. Something, especially because I run a black deck, so this would be something I may consider just to screw up someone else's deck. Next card I got out of this is the Natural Obsolence. So sorry. And this guy right here puts the target artifact on the bottom of its owner's library. We got the Resourceful Return. Sorry. And this guy right here, it says the target return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you control an artifact, draw a card. That's pretty neat. And see, especially because I run an artifact deck with black in it, that would give me more access to my deck, which is always pretty good. Next card I've got is the Countless Gears Renegade. I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe I need to... And this card right here says Revolt. When Countless Gears Renegade enters the battlefield, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. It's pretty cool. It costs 2 to play, and it's a 2/2. He's also a white. We got a artifact here. His name is Implement of Ferocity. And his is a green, and it says sacrifice the Implement of Ferocity. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. When Implement of Ferocity is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you get to draw a card. Pretty cool. He's a 1. Okay. I'm gonna just skip over to where I have is my I guess my one nice card in the pack. So I got the Iron Tread Crusher. He's an artifact vehicle of 4. He's a 6/6. Says crew 3. It's a crew 3. Tap any number of creatures you control with a total power of 3 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until the end of the turn. Pretty neat. Then I got, my basic lands. I got an Implement of Examination. And this guy is an artifact that costs 3, and it says sacrifice Implement of Examination and draw a card. When Implement of Examination is put into the graveyard for the battlefield, draw a card. Wow, it's pretty. It was really letting you get into your deck there. Got a nice white plains here. I got an Untethered Express, which is another artifact vehicle. It's a 4 trample, and it's a 4/4, and it says whenever Untethered Express attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. And it's a crew 1. It's pretty intense. These artifact creatures are really intense, especially the vehicles. The Foundry Hornet I got is a 4 to play mana. It's a creature insect, and it's got flying. It's a 2/3. And his effect is when Foundry Hornet enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with a 1/1 counter on it, creatures your opponent control gets a -1/-1 until the end of the turn. Now this, especially in the black deck, is nasty. Put that down over there. I got a Spire Patrol. Costs 4 to play. It's 2+1 white and 1 blue. And it's a 3/2. Let you guys see that. And when Spire Patrol enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. This pretty much has like a Nisa ability, but it's a cost 4 mana to play. Then I got Kari Zev, which is the Skyship Raider. I got a legendary creature. Catch this. Nice. She has first strike with menace. Whenever Kari Zev, Skyship Raider, attacks, create a legendary 2/1 red monkey creature token named Ragavon that's tapped and attacking. Exile that token at the end of the combat. It costs 2 to play this. 2 mana. And it's a 1/3. And she's a legendary creature, human pirate. Nice. And I got an energy reserve. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty. Okay, so I guess this time I'm going to open up... let's try this guy right here. I hope you guys can pretty much see what's happening. I'm trying to read these as nicely as I can. So far, we didn't really get anything that I was looking for specifically, but I did get a legendary creature, which I'm happy about. And I got some pretty neat stuff. Alright, so now I'm going to just open up the other pack. I hope you guys got to see me do it. Here's our cards again. I guess this time I'll just start from the back to the front. You guys can see what I got. Alright. We got a placeholder. Got a forest, which is pretty neat. Which is always necessary, Can't never really not have enough land, especially if you build multiple decks. Okay, I got a Call for Unity. It is a white. It's a costs 5 to play. Okay, so it says it's Enchantment Revolt. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, put a unity counter on call for unity. Creatures you control get a +1/+1 for each unity counter on call for unity. Guess what? The neat thing about this is a friend of mine, like a really close friend, a really good friend of mine, actually just played me with this card in their deck, like, I want to say maybe like a month and a half ago, and it did get wrecked, unfortunately. But that card is deadly, especially if you control more creatures, a lot of creatures. I mean, and if they're getting killed off and they're letting them sacrifice, they could just build up and have stronger creatures. And it's just, it was getting obnoxious, but definitely something to be aware of. I got a Felidar Guardian, which looks pretty cool. And he is a cat beast. When Felidar Guardian enters the battlefield, you may exile another target permanent you control. Then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. This is something especially good. This is a 1/4, cost 4 to play. But like if you have cards that like says when a creature card enters the battlefield again, that effect pops back in again, like what is that card? I have a Gonti that every time he enters the battlefield, I get to now go on my opponent's deck and just get 4 cards. So this would work really good if I just played him, then played my use it on Gonti, exiled him, came back in, and now got to get 4 more cards out of my opponent's deck. Not only does that takes them away from 8 of their cards that they've had because now Gonti had been played twice, but that pushes whatever stuff like lands and things at the bottom of their deck away from them. And now I also get the siphon of 2 of their most powerful cards, or maybe that's cards that will be beneficial to me that they could even have been using, and I can use any neutral color mana to play. So it's definitely like a really good card to use in combinations. Okay, the next one I got is a Gifted Aetherborn. Show you guys this one really fast. He has Death Touch and Lifelink, and he's an Aetherborn vampire. Pretty neat. And he only costs 2 to play, so, you know, a lot of people don't like to run up against Death Touch / Lifelink. I mean, he's sacrificial and then also giving life. So, you know, once again, that's something to look out for, especially in combination where you sacrifice him, get life, he's in the graveyard, if finding a way to get him back on the field, or if you have 4 of them and you just get them out while it's just a wall, it could be used as a runoff to just build up whatever it is you're trying to build up, like a distraction. I have Implement of Combustion. He's an artifact. There's another one. And this guy right has an artifact, and it's a red. Sacrifice 1, you know, tap a red or pay 1 red, sacrifice Implement of Combustion. It deals 1 damage to the target player. When Implement of Combustion is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. And this just says a graveyard, doesn't specifically say. So that's something that I'm sure somebody's gonna work in their favor in some really neat, cool way, where if they could just get this card into their opponent's graveyard and get it back, or some weird way, or maybe even find a way to like swap artifacts, destroy that artifact, have it sent to the graveyard. Now they have like their opponent's artifact, and then like get it back out. That would be weird. I don't know. It just sounds like that'd be some cool way to keep dealing damage to your opponent, but at the same time drawing cards and, you know, gaining other artifacts. Okay, let's see. We got the Ice Over. It looks pretty neat too. Costs 2 to play. He's an enchantment or aura, and it says enchant artifact or creature. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Wow, it's pretty neat. Iced Over. The next one up is going to be the Reverse Engineer. He's a sorcery. He costs 4 to play. Sure, you guys can see, hopefully. It says improvise. Your artifacts can help cast this spell. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana ability pays for 1. Draw 3 cards. Nice. Not really too up to date on what improvise means, so this is going to be something I'm definitely going to be, after this video, checking out and probably making another video and maybe, you know, making a deck with improvision. So that's something neat to think about. The next one is Precise Strike, which I've already showed you this one from the other one, so I'm not going to read this one again, but I had this one from the previous pack. We have an Aether Swooper. A lot of like this Aetherwork stuff was really neat. Costs 2 to play. He's a creature. He's an artificer, which is pretty neat because that works a lot with Era of Innovation and stuff like that. Flying. When Aether Swooper enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters. Whenever Aether Swooper attacks, you may pay 2, and if you do, you may pay 2 energy. And if you do, create a 1/1 colorless silver artifact creature token. So that just works really well with the Aetherworks whole thing about generating energy counters and tokens and creatures and fabrication and decoction module. That would just keep creating a whole mess of like just feeling like you're filled very quickly and maybe trying to overwhelm your opponent. The next one I got is the Watchful Automaton. The Watchful Automaton. Alright, this one says it's an artifact creature, costs 3. You pay 2 plus 1 blue. You scry 1, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card on the bottom of your library. It's a 2/2. Pretty neat. We have a Filigree Crawler. Filigree Crawler. And it's an artifact creature insect, costs 4 to play. It says when Filigree Crawler dies, create a 1/1 colorless Thropter artifact creature token with flying. Alright. Alley Invasion is one I've already showed you guys earlier. The Defiant Scavenger. That came out pretty good right there. It's a sacrifice. He's another artificer. Aetherborn artificer. Sacrifice an artifact or creature and put a 1/1 counter on Defiant Salvager. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. So basically on your turn. The next one is a High Spire Infusion. It's a 2. It's an instant. Target creature gets a 3/3 to the end of the turn, and you get 2 energy counters. And the last one is the Cruel Finality. It's an instant. Costs 3 to play. So instant says target creature gets -2/-2 on the end of the turn. Scry 1. Look at the top card of your library. Put the rest of them. You may put that card on the bottom of your library. Pretty neat. Alright, so that wraps up 2 decks right now. We got some pretty decent cards. Still haven't found anything on my pack, but at the end of it, we're already 2 packs in. So these 2 packs have produced some pretty good cards. I'm just doing a quick recap really quick so at least we can see where we are. I think my top picks out of these 2 decks, out of the most cards, my top 5 picks would be the Gifted Aetherborn that I got, which was the Vampire, especially because I like black decks, sorry. The Philidare Guardian. The Call for Unity. Well, you know, I've been dueled, so I know how this works. Karizev. And my Foundry Hornet. Alrighty. Let me already go ahead and open up the next pack. So this time I'm going to go... This guy looks pretty badass, I'm not going to lie. He looks like he's got some power. He's not quite on Jace level, but he looks like he got some power. I don't know if this... Like, this person looks... She looks like she's ready for whatever there's to come. So, but you know what? Let's see what this tiger guy gives us. Let's see. Let's do the tiger guy first. Okay, so we're going to open this one up. Alrighty. Third pack down. Alright, so here's the card so you guys can kind of get a scoop. A peek at what we got. Maybe you guys can see something pretty neat before I do. Alright, we're going to start at the back of the deck again. Got a gremlin. Got an island. Pretty cool. Aid from the Cowl. There's an enchantment. And this one costs 5 to play. Green. This one says, Revolt at the beginning of your end step. If a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, you may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. Next one is Tezzeret's Touch. It's gonna cost you 4 to play, or 3 to play. It's an enchantment aura. It says enchant artifact. Enchanted artifact is a creature with base power and toughness 5/5 in addition to its other types. When enchanted artifact is put into a graveyard, return that card to its owner's hand. This is crazy powerful. Pretty good. Next card up is Alien Invasion, which this is our third one of those, so I'm not going to read that one again. Chandra's Revolution. It's a sorcery. Costs 4 to play. Chandra's Revolution deals 4 damage to target creature. Tap target land. That land doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Ooh, deal damage to a creature and land. And stop them one land. Metallic Rebuke. Got to improvise again and counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. Alright, I'm just going to show you guys these ones. Just read the names of them. We got a Daring Demolition. This one's a sorcery. Destroy target creature or vehicle. A natural, we already got one of these ones in the previous ones, so I don't have to. We got a Fin Hauler, it's an insect creature. It's got another improvise. See, these improvise cards, it's going to be pretty intense. We got an Implement of Improvement. It's an artifact. Sacrifice Implement of Improvement and you gain 2 life. Pay 1 white. When Implement of Improvement is placed into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. Pretty neat. We got an Aether Poisoner. He's a human artificer. Costs 2 to play. He also has Death Touch. And more. This card has Death Touch. It says when Aether Poisoner enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counter. When Aether Poisoner attacks, you may pay 2, and if you do, create a 1/1 color Servo artifact creature token. Pretty neat. Universal Solvent, 1 artifact. You can pay 7. You would tap it and sacrifice the Universal Solvent and destroy a target permanent. Costs 1 to play. You can get this out immediate and just start trying to get your land and stuff up. Bastion Inventor creature is a Vidalkian Artificer. We got the Shielded Aether Thief. And he has Flash. And then we got the Consulate Dreadnought. That's it. Okay. And last but not least, our last pack. Alright, so let's see what this guy holds for us. Hopefully, we still haven't gotten anything off of our wish list, which, let's see what we can get here. That's just the way magic goes sometimes. So, our last pack. Alright, I'm going to show you the spread. See if we get anything. Any significant importance. Servo token. A swamp. We got the legendary creature, Shram, the senior edificer. He's a legendary creature, a dwarf advisor. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. Costs 2 to play, and he's a 2/2. Pretty neat. Alright. And we got another Spire Patrol. So that's something we've already had. We got an instant Lifecraft Awakening. We got a Renegade Rallier. He's another human artificer. We have a Night Market Guard. An artifact creature is a construct. Consulate Turret. The Iron Tread Crusher. Okay. The Aether Leopard. Resourceful Return. High Spear and Infusion, which we've had before. Cruel Finality, which is an instant. I believe we've also had this before, maybe. The Precise Strike, which we've had like 3 of these now. Probably going in a gift box to my magic dealer for a newcomer box. And I have a Caught in the Brights. This looks pretty neat. It's an enchantment aura. It's an enchanted creature can't block or attack. When a vehicle you control attacks, exile enchanted creature. Pretty neat. The last card in the pack is this Shipwreck Moray. It's a fish creature. It costs 4 to play, and when he enters the battlefield, you get 4 energy counters. And if you pay 1, he gets a 2/2 until the end of the turn. A fish comes to wreck. And he is a 0/5 already. So it'll be a 2/7. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up our segment, our first High Level Gamers segment on Magic the Gathering. Just our pack opening duel segments and stuff. Next week we will be definitely showing some of our decks, probably a duel or 2 if we have enough time, if we can get everyone in. But I know for sure on Mondays we will be updating this segment on our page. So definitely stop on our High Level Gamers page on YouTube and definitely like, subscribe, and view and comment. And let us know if there's anything specific you want to talk about, any discussions that we can discuss, because maybe we can place another night where we do discussions, alright? And debates and chats and so forth and so on. I am LuJay88. I just want to thank everybody for coming. We opened up 4 packs today in our search for my wish list, which once again I really didn't get anything close to what I was looking for, but hey, it's magic. I'll keep going. LuJay88 signing off. Remember, you guys, we come to play. Have a nice day.